They were the biggest selling rock band of the decade after they hit the scene in 2006 with their debut album, Don't Charge Me Back. They held the center ring of the rock and roll circus through a frenzied decade marked by stadium-sized excess. They are the Kookaberrys, and this is their story behind the music. The Kookaberrys hit mega success with their second album, Assess This, establishing them as icons in the rock world. With the release of album number 3, Batch of Rejects, they were unstoppable.
You know, when you're as big as U2 or Foo Fighters, you can't expect to be level-headed, especially when you've come out of nowhere. It's impossible.
I mean, we were young enough to be naive enough to use that as an excuse for everything that we did.
Yeah, it was like we'd been let loose in a sweet shop. Epic.
It was mass chaos everywhere. There were people underneath the stage, and it was everywhere. There were girls and there's boys everywhere. It was mass chaos. I couldn't handle it. The screaming, the yelling, all of the just craziness going on.
But for the Kookaberrys, every successful high was undercut by staggering lows. Although their fourth album, Gateway to My Heart, smashed box office records yet again, partying and life on the road began to take its toll on the band.
We weren't going to give up. That wasn't going to happen to us, you know. Supposedly, we learned the pitfalls.
After 5 years of touring the world, the band began to fall apart. On stage, they were conquerors, but backstage, they were under siege.
We were arguing non-stop, and when we weren't arguing, we were partying. So we weren't getting stuff done. We weren't producing music.
Relationships began to crumble, and the stress of fame ultimately took its toll.
I remember the day Vicky left the band. We were on tour in Jamaica. Something about the reggae music and vibe led her astray. There was no stopping her.
Lindsey Bonn Awesome also found her calling while on tour in Salzburg, Austria.
Lindsay became captivated by the Von Trapp history in Austria. She became obsessed with the idea of starting her own traveling, singing family. She settled down with a tall Dutchman in 2011, and we haven't even heard from her since.
The Kookaberrys tried to move forward, continued to tour, but within a few months, they lost one more bandmate. Chanel soon took an offer she couldn't refuse with the San Francisco Ballet Company.
I don't blame her. I don't. Her dream was to dance. I'm happy for her. I am. But damn, do I miss her and our jam sessions. The girl could rock.
Suddenly, the Kookaberrys were down to 2. It was an emotional time for Mo and La Tigra, missing their bandmates and unsure of the fate of the band. Fortunately, the fans helped them keep going.
Growing up with Mo on the shore, I always knew she'd go far. So much talent and so driven. Like I told her, sing like no one's listening, honey. Dance like no one's watching.
Those years were tough, but I'd been through so much I wasn't gonna let this stop us. We had more fight left, had bigger dreams, and a lot more rock and roll. Yeah, it wasn't over yet. Not even close. Not for the Kookaberrys.
And it wasn't over. Things got a lot worse before they got better.
It took a more darker presence on his character, and it was a bit offsides, a bit, you know, we just couldn't grasp it. He changed his name to the Prince of Darkness. It was just too crazy for me.
Darkness, no parents.
Can't really say that I was surprised to see the Prince go. I mean, it hurt. It hurt really bad, like really, really bad, but I wasn't surprised. And then later that year, Fresh Cheese left.
Yeah, it was gnarly. The parties, living on the road, man. I thought I was born for it, but it wore me down, you know? So I started to work out and do that clean eating stuff. Whoa, dude, it was killer. I felt so good, so alive. And I thought, hey man, maybe I was born to rock this body. Righteous.
Once he realized he had a beer gut, he just stopped partying with us. Tried to get us to join his clean eating and fitness revolution. Ha! But no, I like beer. He looks good though.
Oh well, you can say that again.
I never understood why my son would join a band. So smart? Why throw life away? When NASA recruited him, I so proud of my little babushka, and to think he put first dog on the moon.
By 2013, they were down to only one male singer. But Dean Nard was a rallying force in moving the band forward.
I always think positive and look forward to what's next. We had some good years with those guys, but I was excited for how we could progress our music with new energy.
As the remaining members focused on music, band manager Dub O'Kane had been looking for new talent on the road and back in the studio.
So I have been a really big fan of the Kookaberrys for a long time, and I had a poster that was of the Prince of Darkness, and or I guess Prince of Rhythm, but you know, I like to think the Prince of Darkness. And yeah, just huge fan, and you know, grew up listening, loved them, and now that I open for them and you know, get to make new music with them, it's gonna be like the best thing ever. It's a dream come true for sure.
After endless live auditions, as well as some sent in by crazed fanboys.
Oh, that one sucked. And I can't even take notes because it's a glossy business card. I know what I gotta do.
The Kookaberrys found one more musician to complete their lineup.
Oh my gosh, he is so good. He rocked that audition like a seasoned veteran, and then went toe-to-toe with my guitar licks and Denard's vocals. He's so totally in the band.
Yep, that was a good time getting the full band back together. Didn't take long and we were rocking again. You know, just like the old days, but newer.
With the release of Stuck in the Corral in 2014, the new mix had perfected its sound. Currently, they are launching their world tour, already selling out arenas around the globe. 5 epic albums, band turnover and reinvention. It's no wonder the Kookaberrys have topped the charts all these years. And some would say they're just getting started. Through all the hardships and the revelry, one thing is certain. The Kookaberrys love what they're doing. And we hope you love this edition of Behind the Music with the Kookaberrys.